In this video, we are going to build a diet and a workout recommendation using these parameters like age, gender, weight, height, whether it's a vegetarian or not, address, your food allergies. So we are going to use these parameters to recommend restaurants, certain restaurants, breakfast, dinner, and as well as the workout that you can do. All right, so this is just an example where I put in age, gender, weight, height. So we are going to build this one exactly. All right, so let me just change the weight to, let's say, 300. And do, let me do so let me do this food allergy to be, let's say, pepper or something. Okay, and let me do male. Okay, so let me run it. Get recommendation. Let's see. All right, we are getting some recommendations based on these parameters. Okay, so we're actually going to build this one, and we are going to use the large language models. I'm going to show you how you can use the OpenAI and the llama2 as well. We will be doing the 7B chart, the GGUF. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so in my VS Code, I've already set up my environment. I have my requirement. Okay, so if you want to, all right, so this Langchain, see transformers to load the model from the Hugging Face if you are using the Llama 2. Streamlit to the OpenAI, of course, the OpenAI models. And so let me just open a new terminal. Okay, so if you want to create an environment, you just say pip Python dash mvmv env. So when you hit enter, it's going to open an environment just like this one. I have that, so don't need to do that again. If you want to install the requirement, you say pip install dash r requirement element.txt. When you hit enter, it's going to install these requirements. Okay, so in my VS, I've imported my import Streamlit as ST to create an app as the framework. The launching.prompt, we import the prompt template to pass our prompt to be passed to LLMs, and we import the C transformers and OpenAI. I'm going to show you how you can use this. So we are using the OpenAI, and from Langchain.change, we import the LLM to create our chain that we are going to pass our queries. So we import the RE for the regular expressions. Okay, and we import OS, create our environment. Okay, so os.environment, we are importing our OpenAI key. So I'm going to delete this one after this video. So I'm going to show you how you can get it. So within your OpenAI keys, you come here, your account, and you go to API keys. And when you click on create new secret key, have that already. Okay. Create new secret key. You can grab your API key. You can paste it in here. All right. And I'm created a title. I'm saying ST title of the application, a Streamlit app, personalized diet and workout recommendation. And I'm doing a coffee as the logo. You can put anything there, a markdown, and I'm passing, just changing the color of this title to orange. And a subheader, your best food and exercise advisor, passing a spoon as an image, and the color as a pink color for this subheader. All right, and now, right, so I'm using my LLM, so you can on comment to use the C transformers from Hugging Face. All right, let me show you in a minute. So when you go to the block, you can use whatever model. So if memory is not an issue, you can go for a bigger model. Okay. So if you go to your files, you can get into here and you can download this model. Okay. I already have that here, so I don't have to do it again. Okay, so if I'm using the OpenAI for this purposes, and I've changed my temperature to 0.9. So anytime I run it, the result is going to change. You can do it. All right, you can vary that to meet your needs. So now we are creating a prompt template to pass our prompt. Template to pass the prompt, and I'm going to say prompt template. Inside the prompt template, I'm going to pass my variables. So these are what is we are going to use. Okay, so I'm going to put age, put the gender, I'll put the weight, I'll put the height, and I'm going to do a survey, vegan or not, on vegetarian, something, and the address. I'm going to put some allergies. So guys, you can just put in any ideas that come in mind, how you want it to be. Okay, so for this demonstration, we're going to put in these variables, and this is the template. I'm going to name it diet recommendation system. All right, it's a new line. I'm going to say, all right, so I have that here. Just copy and paste it here. Okay, this is the whole idea. All right, so I'm saying that I want you to recommend. So this is the template that we are going to pass to our large language models, and saying I want you to recommend 5 restaurant names, 5 breakfast names, 5 dinner names, and 5 workout names based on the following criteria: age, gender, weight, height, vegetarian or not, your address, and your food allergies. You can just change this to meet your needs. All right, so now I'm going to say I'm going to let's create an input box, Streamlit. Okay, so I'm going to put a number. I'm going to name it age. Age. I'm going to put age. Minimum value. Right, so the minimum value should be more than 0. So, and I'm going to put gender select box. We are putting in more than one variable. So we are needing the select box. I'm going to say gender. What are the criteria for gender? Male, female, and other. Okay. I'm going to do weight. Weight is equal to st number input. We are putting in, going to do counts. Right, so you can do it whatever you want. And the minimum value 0. And let's do the height. Do st number. So the height, I'm going to do it centimeters. Minimum value is 0. So it's a vegetarian or non-vegetarian is equal to, I'm going to do select box. Okay, I need a select box. I'm going to put vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Okay, so the options are going to be veg or non-veg. Let me do address. Address. Do address. You can put in your address here. In allergies, if you have some allergies, st food allergies. Right, so let's create a function. So if st, we are creating a button. So when the recommendation button is clicked, recommendation. Right, so if this condition is met, you're going to, let's create a chain. Okay, the LLM chain. In the LLM chain, we are passing our model name, to be equal to the model. We are passing the prompts to be equal to the prompt template. And we are inputting in some data here. Okay, so the data input is this is what we are going to input. Okay, and we want to do age, age, gender, gender, weight, weight, height, height, and big or non vague. I'm going to do vague. Next one is to pass the address. So let's do allergies. Right. So let's create results, passing in this information. Results is equal to, we are running everything, the input through the chain. So that when the user input all this information, is going to be run through the chain and it's going to be stored in the results. Right. So now we want to initialize the recommendation list. So we are creating a recommendation. We want to start creating a list. So we are interested in getting the restaurant names. Create a list for that. Let's create a list for the breakfast names. Create a list. So we are going to store those information in there. Dinner names. So you can just add more and more names to that if you want. For this particular project, we are keeping it this way. Workout names. Create a list. So we want to extract the different patients using their regular expression. Right, so let's start with the restaurant. So we want to start with the restaurant names. Let's create a variable. Let's name it restaurant matches. So whatever matches we find, we do the guys. So I'm going to explain this to you, okay? A lot of coding. That's our restaurant. We want to get a restaurant using the regular expression. Restaurant. Right. These are regular expressions. I'm going to explain that to you. Breakfast. Okay, get this off here. And pass the results. I'm going to do the that's all. Right. So if the matches, restaurant matches, let's say restaurant, we want to append that to the list. Match go to name dot we are scraping leading and filling spaces using this dot script is name for name in restaurant matches. Get the first index script. We are splitting it. A new line. It's a list comprehension, and let's bring that to you. A brief. Right. Okay. So this code using the R, the regular expression dot find all to search for the text that matches the regular expression, that's the restaurant, and the breakfast within the resource text. Okay, so within the resource text that was passed, we had from here, we want to get the words that are within the resource and the breakfast. Okay, so it's looking for text between the restaurant and breakfast, and the dot all. Okay, flag allows the dot in the regular expression to match the new line characters as well. So if the restaurant matches, it's not empty. That is, if there is a restaurant recommendation found, it processes and stores them in the restaurant names. Okay. And now each restaurant name is stripped of the leading and the trailing spaces using the name dots split, and the results will be stored in the restaurant names. Okay, so we want to apply that to this breakfast. We want to apply that to breakfast and the dinner. Okay, it's the same idea. So copy and paste that breakfast and dinner. Okay, so we are doing same for breakfast. If there is a match, we are going to store that into breakfast names. We want to find that for dinner and workout. We want to find that for workout, and we are going to store that in the workout matches. Okay, so what we want to do now is let's create a subheader. Creating a subheader for create a subheader. Okay, let's create a subheader for st subheader. Create recommendation. say something like restaurant, restaurant. So if restaurant names, there are restaurant names there, I'm going to read through the restaurant or restaurant. Res, restaurant, restaurant in restaurant names. We want to write all the restaurant names in the application. So we want to list all the restaurant names. All right, so this is really nothing but iterating through the restaurant names. We want to get all the restaurants. Else, let me put an else here. Else, let's write no restaurant recommendation available. So let's create another one for breakfast. Just the same thing. Let's create another one for breakfast. Copy that and paste it here. Right, so we created another one for breakfast. Right, so breakfast. So if there says breakfast names, we are going to read through the breakfast names and write each of breakfast names. So bear in mind, we only need in the template we passed just 5 names for each of them. So we only need 5 names. So if there's no recommendation for the breakfast, if there's no recommendation for the breakfast, we are going to say no breakfast recommendation available. And we do same for dinner. So if dinner names, we iterate through the dinner names and we write the dinner names. Else there's no dinner recommendation available. And same way for workout. So if workout names, we iterate through the workout names and write each of the workout names. Right. Okay, so these are very simple. And let me save it. Okay, so I'm going to run it. Let me save it here. Let's say Streamlit. Right, let me quickly run through that. So we just created an environment. We create our title and markdowns. And we are using the OpenAI. So you can just uncomment to use the C transformers if you want to use the llama models. Okay. So with temperature, you can vary that as well. Right. The new tokens for the llama models and the temperature as well. So you can change that. And we are passing our template. And inside the template, we are passing our input variables. These are the ages. Okay, so you can change that. And these are the template that we're going to pass to the large language models. All right, so I just need recommend 5 restaurant names, 5 breakfast names, dinner names, and workout names. All right, so we based on these criteria, that's what we are telling it to do. And we create our variables. Variables, the age, gender, weight, height, vegetarian or not, the address. So we create these variables and we inside the Streamlit app. All right, so if there are recommendation, if we click on the recommendation, we are going to create a chain and pass in the LLMs and the prompt template and the input data. and we are going to store that into results. Okay, we're going to store that into results, and we initialize the recommendation list, restaurant names, breakfast names, dinner names, workout names. And so we are trying to extract information that will be stored in each of the list. All right, so that's we use the regular expression to find all the information required to do that, and we create a recommendation. We pass the subheadings, and we place this condition that's going to iterate through the restaurant names, we iterate through the breakfast, the dinner names, and the workout names, and grab each of the names, and we just run it, store that, write it out. Okay, so now let me run it and say Streamlit up. Apply. I hit enter. See. All right, so yeah, so let's try it out and see if that works. I'm going to say 32 something, weight 300. I'm going to say height. Let me give it 170. Do it non-vegan, and let me do it. Okay, Richmond, Virginia, something, USA. Do it. She's something. Get recommendation. All right, perfect. So we have some recommendation. It's giving us restaurant in Virginia, 5 of them. Breakfast, omelets with vegetables. All right, so let's see. That's awesome. All right, and you can see it's giving me the name because I chose Virginia. Omelette, scrambled eggs with sliced ham because I said I don't want cheese stuff. And dinner, salmon, great salmon. Wow, that's perfect. And it's giving me some workout recommendations as well: running, swimming, weightlifting, yoga. All right, probably I think I said because my age is around, I chose the age in the 30s. It's giving me something I think weightlifting and all that. All right, yeah, this looks exciting. You can add this to your portfolio. This is quite an interesting project. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and share, and see you in the next one.